welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany, and for me, for the first time, hello. And if you're a returning friend, welcome back. I'm excited to do this reading today. It's actually very interesting because I wanted to tap into the collective, see what's going on. It's definitely a lot of heavy things going on around, and all the things aren't they always going on? All the things, all the happenings. But to my surprise, so far, what we started out with was surprisingly not down. So let's see where we're going with this. So this is going to be a collective reading for those who find their way to this message. This message is tapping into the collective energy, but specifically those who find themselves drawn to this reading. This message is for you. If it resonates, you know if it resonates or not. So I shuffled and pulled a few cards in the beginning just to get a vibe, just to see where we're going with this. So the first cards that came out, by the way, I'm using a new deck I'm so excited about. I've been wanting this deck forever. Oh, and we are mic'd up. You know what? I'm not gonna mess with my light. We are mic'd up over here. Okay, we're trying new things. We're having fun. The most important thing is we're having fun. Okay. But this is the Urban Crow Oracle, and I would show you the box, but my light is on top of that. But it's this beautiful deck, and I'll show you guys the cards. Love it so much. Shut up, Brittany. All right, we're getting to it. Okay, so the first card that came out was Commitment. Just this deck is just so cool. Obviously, it's all about crows, and I just love it so much. But I see this is showing me two people here that are building something. They have a nest. There's not quite anything in the nest yet. They're getting ready to put things in the nest. To me, that represents foundation. This represents two people committing to the beginning of something. Next card I have is communication. And with that, I feel like this could be a conversation. If this is about, because this is to me kind of giving me a romantic partnership. This could be having conversations of what are you building and where would you like things to go. At the time that I'm filming this is around the holidays at the end of the year. And this is, of course, a notorious time for people to introspect and plan and think about what they want their life to look like in the next year. And what would you like your life to look like a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, etc. I feel like this is just that perfect time to really reassess. We, at the time of filming this, are at the end of Mercury retrograde. So it's a great time for just reassessing everything. I also have play here, and I feel like this still can be connected to partnership, meaning if we're having these important conversations about where do we want things to go, if you already have a family, what would we like our legacy to be? How can we plan to reach these milestones and these goals that we have together, but remembering to make lots of room for fun along the way, because we can get very caught up in the long to-do lists, the goals, getting your bag, etc., all the accomplishments, awards, accolades, job titles, promotions, you know what I mean? Like, we can get so caught up in the names of it all. It's like if you got engaged and you get swept up in the stress of the wedding planning, that it now is becoming not fun, and it's taking away from the actual meaning of why you're getting married, which is the union, the unification between you and your partner. So I feel like it's this reminder of, yes, let's have these important conversations. Let's make sure we're on the same page and make a plan on how to get there. But let's not forget to have fun along the way. So it's not just becoming a task, a chore, something for you to check off your list and say, hey, I got this. It's like the same if you are in the process of buying a house, or you're at the beginning stages of buying a house, or even renovating an existing home already. How can we have fun with this still, even though this is a very adult, serious, something to take serious and do responsibly? We can still have fun along the way, and that it's important to have fun along the way because the stress of it all, the nitty gritty of it all, the dotted line of it all, figuring all the things out, all the adulting part is not fun. But how can we still bring the magic into our daily lives and make the journey fun? And the last card here I have is luck. And I feel like, excuse me, I feel like this is expecting the best possible outcome. And now that I'm expanding on this and talking with you guys, what I'm seeing is a message of, if you are planning for something, if you are at a point where you're like, okay, I want to manifest this experience, this outcome, this thing, if it's a tangible thing, if it's a person, if it's, manifesting an engagement or manifesting a wedding or a baby or a house or a promotion or a new job or something, whatever it is, I feel like this is visualizing the best possible outcome and visualizing that your success is assured. Visualizing that it's going to be fun along the way. And I feel like, expect to hear good news. Expect to hear good news. Expect that what you're building is something that's solid, something that's a real foundation that you can stand on top of. And at the bottom here, I have perspective. And I feel like, again, going into, if we, have this big thing that we feel, oh, it's this big goal, and I don't know, it just seems so big. It's like, shift your perspective, shift your viewpoint, just maybe take a step back, be a little less serious about it, and even look at it through the eyes of a child, with wonder, with, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like, I get to do this. Someone that I follow, you guys, if you guys know me, you've been following me. This is my Alchemy by LA necklace I've been wearing forever, and it's accompanied by Leora Alexandra, and she is one of my favorite people in the entire world. And something that she said recently, she has been through a lot of milestones recently, that she's been manifesting for a long time, and one of them was moving into a house which was renovated, and before she was going to make her move, she realized, okay, this place, we're going to be starting from scratch with like furnishing everything. And she changed the perspective of, oh, I have to figure out all these things to buy. Like, I have to figure out the furniture and the everything. I get to figure out how I want to design this place. I get to decide what type of aesthetic that I'm going for. I get to set intentions to make this the most warming, welcoming home. And so I feel like whatever this is for you, that you're manifesting, that you are wanting to bring into your reality, becoming less serious about it. Like, of course, be responsible, duh, right? But lighten up. That's what I'm seeing is like, just lighten up. Just lighten up. All right. Lighten up and see through, thank you, Spirit. Lighten up, and how can you look at this through the eyes of a child? Of like, if you were a kid, if you were your younger self, your child self, and you got to do this thing, but telling yourself as a child, like, hey, we're getting a house and it's ours. Imagining how excited your child self would be. This is my house. I can do anything I want with it. I can decorate it however. I can walk around however. I can stay up as late as I want. I can eat cereal for dinner. It's like this, wow, I get to do this. Wow. I'm seeing that, one, you're supported. You're supported by people around you, is what I'm seeing. And of course, you are supported by your spiritual team. And you are supported in whatever you're trying to bring into your reality. But also, it's going to require some flexibility on your part. Being open, not being so rigid. Open to collaboration is also what I'm hearing. Being open to collaboration, being open to other people's ideas, especially if this is something that you're building on with another person. This could also be within a company. This could be a business, relationship, endeavor, project. Or let's say, they don't have to be these things, but these are the general things that are coming to me. If you were planning for a baby, this is listening to what other people have to say. This is keeping an open mind. And this is, of course, staying true to what your values and your intentions are, and being 100% aligned with that, but just also being open to hearing other people's knowledge and their wisdom, and seeing how that can add value to your overall kind of viewpoint, so that you can make the best decisions going forward, acquiring all the knowledge that you have gained. Now, you might be wanting to go, go, go. And this is a message here of slow down. At the time that I'm filming this, I am in the holiday season at the end of the year. So this is kind of notoriously a time where we're going, and we're maybe juggling different events, different going house to house, trying to keep up with the different invitations, or even end of the year projects that have deadlines, or things of that nature. Just feeling like, even though you know that you need to wrap things up, you want to wrap up your loose ends as much as you can, because we're closing off the year, we're closing out a cycle. At the same time, just being really mindful of your energy levels, and that we can't go at 100% all the time, and that it's not great to be completely fueled by, you know, coffee and energy drinks for 24 hours out of the day. You know what I'm saying? Um, and also that, with that being said, the holiday time, this is a time where emotions are very intense. We have a lot of things that are coming up from the past, because holidays tend to do that. Being with our families tend to do that, tend to bring up a lot of things, a lot of nostalgia, missing people, missing passed on loved ones, also kind of triggering, traumatic experiences from past events around holidays, etc. Um, we all tend to have, that some type of dynamic in our family, right? This is just being mindful that if you find yourself, maybe feeling like, wow, like, where did that come from? Why did I say that? Why did that bother me? Like, kind of like just being mindful of, there's a lot going on right now for the time of year, and there's also a lot going on outwardly in the collective, on the world stages of it all. Um, but that also, this is also a happy time. Like, I'm seeing really good energy from this, even though there's a lot of heavy stuff going on in the world. Even though, you know, it feels like sometimes the time is just moving so fast, faster and faster, and sometimes we just feel like we're being just dragged along for it all because we can't keep up with all the things in one day. Like, I'm seeing and I'm feeling really good celebratory energy from this. Like, believe that good things are coming. Good things are coming. Good things are here. And also that, thank you. And also that trust when you know, trust that you will know when it's time for you to move, when it's time for you to seize an opportunity. Thank you. So first cards that came out were deceit and also suffering. I feel like this has to do, okay, there's a couple messages going on. This has to do with your deception of what's going on in here, meaning the mental chatter. And again, this could go with triggering events, whether they're being triggered from your past because of being around your family on these occasions, or missing a passed on loved one, or even if, let's say, you are not in a relationship, but it's something that you so greatly desire, and being in this energy of feeling sorry for yourself. Your guides don't want you to be in that energy of feeling sorry for yourself. Because when you're feeling sorry for yourself, you are under this impression that you're lacking something, that you're missing out on something, and it just goes into a spiral. What is meant for you will always find you at exactly the right time. Believe in the timing of it all. Believe in the very specific timing of it all. Seeing yourself as lucky, changing your perspective, changing your perspective on, I am the luckiest person. Things come to me at exactly the right time. Even if it's not always when I want it, they come exactly at the time that they are meant to. shifting your perspective about timing of everything, of what you have so far and what you have yet to experience in your life. Trusting in the timing of your life. And what I was hearing was shifting your mindset to believe that you are the luckiest person in the world, but also trusting and knowing that luck has nothing to do with it, that you are deserving, that these things are meant for you, and that there is an inherent reason of why you desire the things that you do. But being flexible, being open, shifting your perspective, and being open to hear what other people have to say, and being open to other people's advice is going to allow you just to be more receptive, and therefore aligning things, shifting things at a timeline that you would prefer, if that makes sense. Because what I'm seeing is you have so much to be grateful for. And also, again, because I just keep seeing the end of the year, the end of the year, the end of the year, acknowledging. And you can even, if you would like, if this resonates with you, if there's something that sounds interesting to you, you could do this physically or you could do this mentally, is making a list. What are all the things that I have done this year? And what are all the things that I have moved through? You can make this as this year, what were the things that I accomplished? And take time to really sit and acknowledge that. Even if you don't write it down, I do think that it will help for you to write it down so you can physically like see and be reminded, oh, this is what I did. Also, if you have a vision board, this would be a great time, of course, for you to visit that and kind of check off all the things that manifested. But even if you want to just do this in your head, that's perfectly fine too, because you still will be able to visualize and remind yourself, oh yeah, I did do that this year, and that, and that, and that, and that. Because we're so busy going, and chasing the next thing that sometimes we even forget how much we have done, the things that we have moved through, that we didn't know how we were going to, didn't feel like we were ever going to move through it, but we did. But you did. And you should be proud of yourself for that. So expressing gratitude for all the things that you've done this year and you've moved through. And again, there is a message here of rest. Rest and reciprocity. Spirit is saying rest and reciprocity to me because the paradox of it all is that you think that if you take a break, you're going to miss out on things. And it's best for you to just utilize your time, optimize your time by going, hustling, creating the next thing and the next thing and making the next goal and and filling your day with as much as possible. However, Spirit is reminding you, in case you have forgotten, that rest is productive. And actually, when you take the time and make the time, you can make the time yourself on your own, or Spirit, of course, as you know, can make you, can lovingly have gives you a spiritual timeout. And you know what I'm talking about. This can come through by you being sick. This can come through by something being delayed. This can come through by a big pattern interrupt. And all of a sudden, you are forced to rest. So there's no right or wrong. It's just your preference. Which do you prefer? Either you got it or spirits got it. Rest and reciprocity, because when you make the time for rest, or when spirit lovingly opens up time for you to rest, in the resting period, it actually opens you up to be more receptive, more open. Your channel becomes more open. And of course, this can come through times like, let's say if you were to get sick, to catch an illness, in those times where you're not feeling great and you don't have the energy, to look at TV, or looking at your phone makes you feel, sick, and it makes your eyes hurt, and you have to just be there, be present. Like, you are literally just there with your thoughts and your presence with whatever is in the moment. And that's when spirit, your highest self, and your guides can a lot of times more easily reach you, because you're being quiet, because you're being present, and because sometimes we only, not all the time, but sometimes a lot of us only want to listen when we are in a vulnerable state where we feel like we need help. And that is always available, but it's also always available at any time. So that is just a little side message for someone, that if you have been sick, or if you do find yourself sick in the near future, that's just a different perspective. With that being said, the bottom of this is the death card, and I feel like death representing an old version of yourself, closing out a cycle, learning what you do want, because you learned what you absolutely do not want. Death doesn't always have to be a bad thing, a sad thing. It can be a celebratory thing. A version of you becomes anew every day. And yesterday was the old you, and today is the birth of the new version of yourself. And that new version of yourself is going to be birthed after you come out of these periods of rest, whether it be, 20 minutes of your day, or if you're going on vacation. These periods of rest allow you to become recharged, but renewed, a new version of yourself. And there are certain things that have to come to a close, that need to end, that need to appear as doors closing, because there are new things that are waiting to come into your life in the form of people, places, things, experiences, opportunities, really just gifts from the universe that you deserve, and that are yours, and that were always meant to be yours. All right, I'll just get a couple cards from this deck, also a new deck. I'm really excited. This is the Cosmic Crossroads Oracle. Stunning. I'll just pull a couple cards from this, and then I will pull out the advice cards, and we'll bring this lovely reading to a close. Already about 30 minutes in. Crazy. I just love being in this timeless space with you guys. It's my favorite. My favorite. All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so very interesting, but very clear. So the cards that came out, the first one was betrayal. The second one was openness. Then we have attachment, and then we have regret. For me, oh, thank you. I didn't see there were these two cards here as well, and I will share that. I will share that later. Okay. So, I feel like this is thinking again if we are going with the theme of taking a year into account, assessing the year, there could have been a situation that it didn't turn out the way that you thought it was going to. This could have been an ending of any kind, something maybe you didn't see coming, or if you did see coming, it still hurt you. You know, this could be like giving someone another chance and it's still hurting you. This could be unresolved things within your family. This is just a sense of, you did this to me. You stabbed me in the back. You stabbed me in the heart. And you really hurt me. And I feel like you're being invited to let go of that. I feel like you're being invited to really get real about your attachments to people, places, things, your expectations of who and what things were going to be and mean in your life, maybe long term. Let's say if you thought you were going to build this thing with this person and it didn't work out and they hurt you, and it's like maybe you held on to something for a lot longer than was really best for you. But also don't have regrets about that. Like, even if you can be real with yourself and look at a situation and be like, yeah, I saw the signs, I saw the red flags, and I chose to carry things on longer until they could no longer. This could be with a job, a relationship. This could be even communications with family members, just kind of engaging in things that you know. These can also be vices of any kind: substances, social media, bed rot, anything. Engaging in things that deep down you might say, oh, I don't think this is bad for me. I don't think it's, but you know, and you can't fool yourself. And maybe you can have tried to pass things on to other people like, yeah, I don't really see what you're saying. I don't think that this is a problem. Deep down, knowing that there is a problem, something's not right, something feels off. You know, when your little meter goes off inside and it's like, something's off. Instead of you being like, oh, I should have, I effed this up, and why can't I just learn my lesson? Instead of beating yourself down, take what you can, take that knowledge of how everything went down and just keep it pushing. Take that as knowledge that you can go forward and make your best decisions using your own discernment, remembering how you felt when you engaged with certain people, places, and things. But you don't need to beat yourself down about it. And even if you were attached, to people, what's the word I'm looking for? Spirit, habits, situations, even if you were attached to them, even if you do still feel attached to them, also, like, very specific, if you are still having feelings for someone that you know that you should move on from, and that you are let's say you're no longer in a relationship or a situationship or a thing with them, or you're not talking to this family member or whatever, because you ultimately know it's for your best interest, but there's a part of you that still cares. There's a part of you that, you're always going to love this person, but you put yourself first because you know that this was what's best for you, and engaging in that is no longer conducive to the future that you really envision for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Keep the vision of what you are wanting to build. And when I see these butterflies, I feel like these butterflies are you, but you seeing yourself as the butterfly. Like, look at these butterflies. They are gorgeous. They're gorgeous. They're bloody gorgeous. And I can tell you all day long, you're bloody gorgeous. But if you don't see yourself as the majestic, beautiful, radiant butterfly, that's where it means the most. Speak loving, kind words to yourself. Having kind thoughts towards yourself. Again, being very mindful that this is a time. I have the vulnerability card. This is a time where people are feeling a lot of things. There's a lot of emotions going on. Be gentle to yourself. Be compassionate as you can be to others, even if you don't like them, agree with their life choices or what they say or what their ideologies or political opinions are, whatever. We're all going through stuff. Also, that change is inevitable for you and for the planet. We are going through a time of great change, and that's why there's a lot of things in your life that had to chaotically implode the way that they did. Certain events happened the way that they did. Things went down the way that they did because that was then, and we are going and moving towards something different, a different future. I'm seeing a purification on an energetic level because there's a lot of like rain and water through on a lot of these cards, and for me that's representing a renewal, but the rain has to come down to cleanse things out. And what deck are we using for the final advice, spirits? Okay, thank you. Okay, final advice. And I know there's just a few of you that are still watching till the end, and I appreciate you so much. Like, I really do. Like, I know, I do readings for everybody, but not everybody is going to be into this reading. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. So I really appreciate you taking the time to vibe with me, and that's means a lot. Okay, so the advice here, we have following your bliss, okay, having fun, being in joy. My soul sings with joy. I feel like this is just loving your life, following the things that make you happy. It doesn't matter how it looks to other people. It seems silly or insignificant to other people. It doesn't matter. What do you like? Do you love it? Do you love those reindeer pajamas, those reindeer onesies? Then you wear it. You wear it. Doesn't need to make sense to anyone else. Also have mending bridges. I heal rifts. I am a mender. This is great for, again, holiday time, and just, we can forgive people in our heads, in our hearts, and we don't have to have a conversation with people, but we can make peace with them in our own hearts and our own minds. Or if you want to have a conversation, that's also great too. And soaring into joy. Look at that. Childlike wonder fills my life, and that is perfect because that's so aligned with what I was saying in the beginning about these things that you're wanting to attain. How can you look at them through the eyes of your child self? through the eyes of wonder. At the bottom here, we have revealing radiance. My light illuminates the world, and it truly, truly does. Okay? That's why I have this channel, Be the Little Light, because your light matters. No matter how small you think that it is, it matters. So, thank you for being here with me. If you watch this whole entire thing, is there a seashell emoji? There is a seashell emoji. Leave me some seashell emojis and tell me what your favorite candy is. So, I love you guys, and I will talk to you later.